Hello learners, NIOS welcomes you to Painting Subject Video Series. This is lesson number 16, Drawing and Painting with Dry Medium Part 2. Now we will discuss powder colors and dry colors which are available at home. Dry colors and powder colors basic information. Dry colors are available at home, generally used for making designs to mark different festive occasions like a wedding, birthday or a birth in the family, some cultural or traditional event. These are the time dry colors are used to make different kind of designs. These designs have been prevalent in various states. For example, in Rajasthan it is called Mandana, they have their own style. In Chhattisgarh as well as in Uttar Pradesh it is called Chok Purna. In West Bengal these kind of designs are called Alpona. You can see it in the picture in the middle, and in Bihar these designs are known as Aripana. This beautiful design is called Rangoli. The term RANG, if you remove OLI, RANG is the Hindi word Rang for color, and if you add OLI it becomes Rangoli. Dry colors and powder colors. More information. This is generally practiced by women and children. Men have not been seen practicing these kind of design making. Rangoli is created using materials available at home. What are these materials? So, they have colored rice, then they would use different color lentils, colored flour, could be rice or wheat flour, flower petals and leaves, turmeric powder or haldi, vermilion or sindoor. You would see women in India using sindoor on their foreheads. Then they have naturally colored sand, crushed gypsum, yellow ochre, red sandstone. All these kind of minerals and stones can be crushed, and the powder, fine particles, become dry colors or powder colors. Charcoal, when wood is burnt, the residue of the logs or the firewood can be powdered and used for rangoli. Also, powdered roots and powdered bark can be used for making rangoli. All these items are available at home, which can be used for making various kind of designs. Along with these items, you also have gulal, which is used in Holi, and these are easily available in the market. They are cheap and coming very handy for creating beautiful designs. पूजा का चौक. Puja Ka Chowk is basically the title of this artwork. The material used: wheat or rice flour, turmeric powder, vermilion and mehendi or henna powder. The state of origin: Uttar Pradesh. Artist: unknown, and the period: contemporary. A Puja Ka Chowk is painted during Diwali or perhaps any other puja as well, to seek the blessings of goddess Lakshmi, who is the goddess of wealth. It is a symbol of respect or seeking blessings so that the family remains wealthy. The process of making the Puja Ka Chowk is first that the floor must be cleaned. After the floor is cleaned, an outline of a square is drawn using the henna powder. Once the square is drawn, then you would have two horizontal lines and two vertical lines making the chalk, and this is made with wheat or rice flour. Now you have 9 sections in this entire design. Next, in the center, you will make the sign of the goddess Lakshmi's legs. It's a symbol or a sign of respect that the goddess visited your house. You are welcoming the goddess in your house. Along the legs or the goddess's legs, you would have a decorative circular border. You see how beautifully it has been drawn. In the outer sections, you would make flower patterns. And all the outlines are filled with rice powder. So, perhaps the flower patterns or the chalk, the square patterns, everything is filled with rice powder. In 1560, graphite was first invented as pencil. There was no wooden casing. They would use the stone for writing and art. In 1560, a hurricane uprooted a tree, and a tree was burnt. The roots were also burnt, and those roots, the burnt roots, were used for writing and art medium. In 1660, the first graphite pencil was made. In 1761, a person called Faber established a pencil manufacturing company. And in 1795, a person called Nicolas Jacques he patented the graphite pencil, and this was in 1795. The pencil has a European grading system, and the grading system is according to the hardness. So, the hardness has more clay and less graphite. And then there is B, which is the blackness, in which the clay is less and the graphite is more. Pencils have various kinds of hardness. So, if you might have noticed, when you buy a pencil, there is H1, H2, H3, which is the hardness, and it is from H to 9H. And you also have the blackness from B to 9B. So, there is 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 6B and 9B. B1, B2 probably are less black and 9B are very, very black. So, these are the two kinds of hardness and blacknesses, hardness and blackness. Then for shading purposes, 4B and 6B pencils are used. These are the two preferred pencils which are used for shading. Nowadays, you have the regular black lead pencil, but you also have colored pencils and water soluble pencils. Now let us discuss about the second painting. This is the portrait of Dora Maar. The media is colored pencil. Period 1937 CE or AD. Artist, the famous Pablo Picasso. The collection is at the Musée Picasso in Paris. We will learn about Pablo Picasso, the renowned artist. Pablo Picasso was a Spanish painter. Pablo Picasso is also world famous and known as the father of Cubism. Cubism is a specific kind of a specific style of art where multitudes of viewpoints of the subject are represented by analyzing, breaking and reassembling the subject. Cubism originated in 1907, and this style of art is also regarded as one of the most influential art movement in the 20th century. In Cubism, the artist depicts the subject from a multitude of viewpoints, thereby providing greater context of the subject, representing the subject from various viewpoints instead of a single viewpoint. The objects are broken up, analyzed, reassembled, and it gives an abstract form. Now, the portrait of Dora Maar done by Pablo Picasso. The lady Dora Maar was Picasso's muse and lover. Dora Maar was known to be temperamental and sophisticated, also being an intellectual in her own right, and she really inspired Pablo Picasso to draw this portrait. Dora Maar was herself a photographer, a poet, and an intellectual in her own right, who really inspired Pablo Picasso. She had various hobbies and a very different kind of lifestyle which inspired Pablo Picasso. This portrait is an experimental work. You would see how disjunctive it is. It's broken up, the combination where the far eye is looking straight at the beholder and the nose becomes the extension of the face. It's an impossible combination. Pablo Picasso used Cubism, where you analyze and break up the subject to provide multitudes of perspectives. Similar has been done here in the portrait of Dora Maar, where the nose itself becomes the extension of the face. Dora Maar was known to be sophisticated and temperamental. She had her own temperament, a very sophisticated kind of a lifestyle which Picasso has tried to represent. Next, we will learn about charcoal as a medium. Charcoal is an ancient medium. It is very light and brittle, and the quality is that it is uniformly black. The charcoal stick is produced by a specific way, by slowly heating wood or other substances, organic substances, in a kiln without air. So, the oven or the kiln is readied, and after that you could use different kinds of wood where these substances are placed inside the kiln, which has to be without air. You have to ensure that there is no air and then slowly heating this wood results into the formation of charcoal sticks. But now for the urban market, organic materials are ground finely and then bound together by gum or wax. So, this is one step, but the old traditional way of actually making high grade charcoal sticks still remains the same, where bamboo sticks were used or grapevine. These two specific kinds of woods were the only woods used and placed inside a kiln. Again, that kiln had to be without air, and burning these kind of woods would result into high grade charcoal sticks. You also have charcoal pencils, which are thin sticks of charcoal wrapped within a layer of wood. These are known as charcoal pencils. During the use of charcoal pencil, there are certain precautions you have to take, because charcoal pencil tends to leave a dusty residue on the surface which could deface the drawing. So, how to protect the artwork? You keep your hand a little above the surface, and once the drawing is ready, what you have to do is ensure that you take a tracing paper and cover the painting or cover the artwork to avoid smudging. So, the tracing paper is a useful item here. You would know what a tracing paper is. You place that on a charcoal artwork to avoid smudging. Charcoal is also a favored medium for artists who do on the spot sketching and even portraits. When you have to do on the spot work, charcoal gives you that kind of flexibility to work really quick, to sketch and shade. Also, charcoal paper gives great results on grainy, textured paper and canvas, not on smooth paper. So, the quality would be much better if you use textured grainy canvas or paper. I hope you enjoyed watching part 2 of the lesson. If you have any queries, please email us at signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you may visit our website www.nios.ac.in. Thank you.